Hello, my name is Kathy, and today I'll be talking about the attributes of the next Bach flower essence, Crabapple. But before I do this, I wanted to let you know that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, that I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. When trying to determine which Bach flower essence to use, it's necessary to understand the characteristics and symptoms of the essence from a psychological position. Excuse me. This is because the Bach flower essences work on the subtle bodies of the human subtle anatomy field. For healing to take place, you need to look at the situation from this different level. So, what are the characteristics of Crabapple? Crabapple Bach flower essence is used for people who feel impure or poisoned, either physically, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. The Bach flower essence of Crabapple is used for the basic treatment for a person who feels a compulsion towards cleanliness in all of its forms. From a compulsive obsession with refining their character or morality, the feeling inside of these people is of being impure or somehow being poisoned. They feel externally and or internally that they have been exposed to toxic damage. Oftentimes, this can manifest as skin conditions or chronic illnesses. Crabapple is used to treat all pathological conditions that are related to a pathological need for cleanliness on all levels of being. In daily life, it is used to treat pettiness in the areas of cleanliness, nausea, infection, and skin conditions. The Bach flower essence of Crabapple is characterized by an excessive need for cleanliness and order. It's also evident with these people that they have a certain dependence and have a tendency to be easily influenced. When Crabapple is harmoniously developed, these people are decidedly pure and loyal. They have an innate sense of respect and will do what is good and right, and so will be upstanding members of society. The positive expression of Crabapple is not just clean in external matters, but is also internally pure and uncompromising in his values and morals. As a rule, these people are normally very healthy because they avoid impurities of any kind, such as from food, illness from exposure to bacteria or viruses, or unclean, unwholesome people, which might cause illness. When negatively expressed, the Crabapple type will display a compulsive, excessive attention to inner and outer cleanliness and order that can, in extreme cases, become an obsession with filth. In these cases, cleanliness loses its true life-affirming function. The act of cleanliness is then practiced, for the most part, without any justification, and ends up simply being an outlet for a psychic compulsion that has nothing to do with the cleanliness of anything. These people see, or think they see, filth everywhere that they look. They clean frantically and unnecessarily, and they can end up being tyrannical with others because of their excessive demands for cleanliness. This can even degenerate to them loathing themselves because of imagined uncleanliness about their person. They are often tortured with pathological nausea or groundless fear of filth. This very often manifests itself in the fear of possibly or of infection through contagion or a fear of somehow being poisoned. On another level, this can produce the fear of them committing immoral behavior. The entire the entire subject of sexuality often brings up special difficulties for these people, as they often find the entire thought of sex as filthy and repugnant, and can seldom develop an open, positive attitude towards it. When their energies are directed inwardly, the Crabapple type can often develop a life where they refuse to acknowledge these compulsions, which they end up using to tyrannicize themselves or to get on the nerves of those around them. Occasionally, this attitude can escalate into a neurotic desire for spiritual purity that is impossible to achieve, which then makes it impossible for them to lead a normal life. The Bach flower essence of crabapple is used for the development of a healthy attitude towards physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual cleanliness and purity. It helps to reduce the pathological obsessions these people have with impurities or shame, nausea, the fear of uncleanliness, and for an excessive and impossible to achieve sense of morality. This essence is also good for purifying the blood. It can also help protect against impurities of the skin, such as eczema, chronic inflammations, and infections. It is also very useful in keeping contagions in check. Anyone who has any contact with sick people would benefit from taking the Bach flower essence of crabapple as a preventative measure. Crabapple types are relatively dependent and easily influenced. They have difficulty standing up to dominating or intolerant parents, guardians, or authority figures. Generally, they have norms and preconceptions forced upon them in childhood, and then for the rest of their lives they try desperately to live up to the expectations and demands that they have been forced upon them. Since these internal demands stem from an outside source, they cannot take them to heart, but can only make a superficial, half-hearted attempt to fulfill them. This ends up having two tragic consequences. First, it results in a compulsive pettiness and the need to emphasize structure that is totally devoid of meaning for them. And second, it results in a constant fear of failure and punishment, which manifests itself in the form of feelings of guilt or inadequacy. The need for cleanliness is a basic component of the crabapple type psyche and can often progress to a neurotic compulsion for cleanliness that can focus on outer appearance or inner behavior, or both, depending on the extent of spiritual development of the crabapple type. Instead of living by their organic and inner needs, they end up trying obediently and as faithfully as possible to live by the norms that are forced upon them by others, which will often include a component of cleanliness, purity, or order. In order to free themselves from these compulsive drives, they need to get to know their own needs better. It is important that they learn to take responsibility for themselves and to learn how to scrutinize the opinions, rules, traditions, or dogmas of others. Only then can they live with the integrity, correctness, and purity that are the basis of their natures. Above everything, though, they need to develop a concept of cleanliness that is appropriate for them. The main idea here is that when cleanliness and order exist to bring them happiness and improve the quality of their life, that this is the right way to go for them. However, if the concepts of cleanliness and order exist instead from a compulsive need or self-abuse, or as a psychic countermeasure against a feeling of insecurity or anxiety, then they are pathological. The same holds true for all forms of morality that represent an inner form of cleanliness. Now, some common combinations of crabapple with other Bach flower essences are as follows. When it's combined with larch, it helps with feelings of uncleanliness and self-loathing. Combined with mimulus, it helps with excessive fear of uncleanliness. Combined with pine, it helps with morally tinged compulsions concerning cleanliness. Combined with rock water, it helps with excessive cleanliness and discipline. Combined with Star of Bethlehem, it helps with pathological nausea. Combined with vine, it helps with petty, fanatical cleanliness. Combined with white chestnut, it helps with tormenting thoughts of impurity. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, and so I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.